ladies, why do you think that selling retail is imperative to the professional business?
Well, we were just discussing that if you don't recommend products for your clients, they will go somewhere else and find them.
Yeah, that's true.
And if they have the opportunity to buy products from you, then you as a professional have actually had the opportunity to choose what the best products are, the best ones that will fit your clients, that are the best quality or that are going to give them the best results. So coming to you and through you to buy products for their self-care or home care treatments, they're getting guaranteed that what they're purchasing is actually going to do the job and help them. Whereas if they go and search out that product on their own from a discount store or online or something of that nature, they might end up with something that doesn't help them at all, maybe even does damage to them. So you're really assisting them as a professional. It's one more step or way of showing just how qualified you are to be their healthcare provider. And I think that's a really big, not only advantage for them as far as the results, but it's a huge marketing tool for you retaining their business as that provider, because now they trust you for one more reason.
You know, we're here in Wisconsin, and 6 months out of the year it's winter. So this winter, my wife fell on the ice and broke her arm. Can you imagine if she had walked into the professional's office with this broken arm? It's broken right here below the shoulder in 3 places. If she'd walked into that professional's office and they'd said, you know, you really need an immobilizing brace, you should go down the street to Walmart and buy one. That would be absolutely irresponsible on the part of the professional, you know. Instead, what they did is they diagnosed the problem, they identified her need, they identified the solution. The solution was to immobilize the arm. The professional fitted her in the brace, they put it on her, got her all nice and properly immobilized, and by golly, they even booked her for the next appointment. All those are all selling skills. And they're all very, very important to the whole process, and I think would be absolutely irresponsible had they not done that. Can you imagine somebody that walks in to anybody's clinic, I don't care, chiropractor, physical therapist, whatever, and they have a bad back, and you know that a brace is going to help them, maybe it's a lumbosacral belt, and you know that you need an upward and inward lift of the abdomen in order to offload that low back problem, and to not provide a proper one and let them go to the lumberyard and buy one that absolutely doesn't do the job is I think irresponsible. And a lot of times it'll be because the professional's perspective is, well, I'm afraid to sell the product. They won't say that. What they'll tell you is, my patients can't afford it, okay, or something of that nature. But typically it's because they're afraid to ask the closing question.
Well, you know, I think what you're just saying, really, what it made me think of, Phil, was if you went to the physician with an illness, let's say the flu, strep throat, perhaps something like that, and they just said, well, there are a bunch of prescriptions out there that could help you. You just pick which one you want. Instead of telling you, oh, this is the correct drug for the illness that you have, and here's how often you need to take it, you would be really scared of which one to choose. You might not pick any of them for fear of picking the wrong one. And so again, you know, it's doing that disservice to the customer by not giving them your preferred choice, what you know as a professional, as someone who's trained with education and knowledge and experience about what is going to suit them best in this particular situation. Beyond that, I mean, there are so many reasons that you want to be selling retail in your business. It also helps to extend your service so that people can go home and continue to feel better, not just when they were on your table getting that treatment, but also being able to go home and continue to get that result, continue to feel relaxed, or to have a break from the pain, the headache that they had because of something you were able to share with them. And again, that's going to make them feel all that much better about you because they still feel good. They don't have to wait until their next appointment to come back in and feel better.
Absolutely. And I think that what's going to happen is when they go home with a product that they're pleased with, they're going to talk about the entire experience to the rest of their family. I went here, they did this quality of exam, they found out what my problem was, they made this recommendation, I came home with this product that clearly treats my need and fills my need, and it works properly, and it works properly the first time, and if it was an item, they had a proper, that was size, they had a proper selection of size, they had the one that fit me, and on and on and on. And now what's going to happen? I mean, I have 3 daughters, right? I never see one of these kids walk in with something new and they say, hey, look what I got, without one of their sisters saying, where did you get that? Well, that's a great opportunity to talk about that professional. I don't think anything builds referrals and causes somebody to talk about you and your business or your clinic or spa or whatever it is, as much as a product that's provided, because it's visible, it's something to talk about. Where did you get that?
And I think that brings up a really important point too. When you are looking at the variety as a professional, you're exposed to a whole variety of different products from all sorts of different manufacturers, whether it's hot and cold packs or braces or other devices that they can be using at home. You can pick what's best, and that's actually a reflection on you as a therapist or as a healthcare professional. As far as, is it important that I sell you the cheapest thing? It might work more than once. Or is it important that I sell you the one that I think is going to best meet your needs and is going to work, for as long as I would expect it to work, or as long as I think you need it to work? If you sell somebody a product and it fails the first time because you picked the least expensive product, how does that reflect on you as a therapist or as a healthcare professional to say, well, you were important, but only this much? So I think it's really important to look for a product that provides education, that provides an opportunity for you to speak about it and feel comfortable recommending it.
Well, you'll hear people say, well, my patients can't afford this or afford that. And I know when I'm in pain, when I'm uncomfortable, there's a lot of things I'm not spending money on. So I can only choose to spend money on so many things at any given time, right? So I like to hunt, and I like to golf, and I like to fish, and I like to do outdoor activities. Well, if I'm in pain, I'm not doing those activities. So I'm not going to be spending my money buying bait. I'm not going to be spending my money paying green fees. I'm not going to be spending my money So it's instant, almost instant, how your spendable income can change focus from whatever it is all day, every day, to whatever it needs to be at the moment, because you suspend that spending when you're not comfortable, and therefore you have those dollars available to spend. And I think that's very important. Well, you sure hate to go get laser eye surgery to get out of these glasses. Can you imagine if I went to get laser eye surgery and the guy said, "Whoa, I got the cheapest laser I could buy. It's great. It's the cheapest laser. Lay down." Well, you wouldn't want that. My God, get the best you can buy for your customers.
I've had that laser eye surgery, and I did not buy the cheapest. The surgeon I went to was the most expensive. He just happened to be the one with the best reputation, who I knew personally, and they had the most up-to-date equipment. And I did go when he was having a sale, but nonetheless, I didn't want anything but the highest quality for my eyes. It's really important. And we can get really caught up in that idea that cheapest is the best for our clients, or that that's what they want. But really, when you're talking about your body, your life and being able to function, the cheapest isn't always the best at all. People just want to feel better. And when you're saying you have this expendable money suddenly when you're not doing all your activities, that may not be true for every person, but what I can tell you as someone who has pain is when I'm in pain, I will spend anything to feel better.
Right.
So
exactly.
It doesn't necessarily matter. I just want my life back. And you have to think about that from the perspective of your customers, where they're coming from. Their mindset's going to be different than yours, especially if they're in pain. They just want a solution that makes them feel better.
Absolutely. And I know we offer an enormous selection of products. If you go on our website at coreproducts.com, you will see a very large selection of products. And I can tell you, because I see the details, both what our distributors sell, what our dealers sell, what our professionals sell, and what we sell, our cheapest solution for a particular problem is not our best seller. It's usually our mid-range to upper mid-range product that's our best sellers. It's never our cheapest item. And I tell you that almost without exception.
Well, again, value and price are not the same thing. So think about where your customers are going to get the greatest value, not necessarily the best deal.
And I think it's important to remember as well that if you aren't offering it to them as a healthcare professional, they're buying it somewhere.
That's
And
right.
so make sure that you're able to offer the best product available for them. I think that's really important as well.